second graders. Today for grammar, we are going to take a break from verbs in the present tense, and we're going to talk about commas that are in a series. Now, a series is kind of another name for a group. So if I think of like a series of books, that means a group of books that are all talking about the same thing. Or a series of movies, that's the same thing where it's a group of movies that are all on the same topic. For example, Shrek 1, and then there's Shrek 2, 3, and 4, and so on. That would be a series. Now, another name for a series is also a list, okay? So let's get started. Commas in a series. We are at Kelly's store. There's Kelly. My name is Kelly. Welcome to my store. What are the people buying? Can you make a list using commas? So here we go, we're going to have a list using commas. We use commas to separate words and word groups in a simple series of 3 or more items. Okay, so if we have 3 things or more, we have to use commas to separate them. He bought chocolate, sweets, popcorn, and jelly. As you can see, he bought 4 items. So we always need to count how many items, and then we take one away, and that's how many commas we have. So as you can see, we have a comma after chocolate, that's our first one. Our second one is after sweets. Our third one's after popcorn, and our first is after chocolate, our second is after sweets, and our third and our last one is after popcorn. And it's always before the word and. So your last comma is always before the word and. That is the little clue that you should be looking for the last comma. She bought a shirt, sneakers, jeans, and a necklace. So there are 4 things in her series or list. So if we take one away, we should have 3 commas. We have one after shirt, we have one after sneakers, we have one after jeans. Now, if you didn't have commas and you read this sentence, it would say, she bought a shirt, sneaker, jeans, and necklace. So the commas help us pause to understand the different items in the list. Now, I want you to see, can you fill in the commas? So remember, a comma looks like this, a little dot with a hook, and it is always at the bottom, on the bottom of the row. Welcome. What are you buying today? An apple, a pear, bananas, an orange, pineapple. Can you fill in the commas? Now, you don't need to write the sentence on your whiteboard, but I want you just to look up here. It says, I'm buying an apple, a pear, bananas, an orange, and a pineapple. So think, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 items. We take one away, so that means we need 4 commas. So we need a comma after apple, a comma after pear, a comma after bananas, comma after orange, and this is the last comma because the word and is there. All right, welcome. What are you buying today? We have balloons, a party hat, and a cupcake, and a present. So it says, I'm buying balloons, a hat, a cupcake, and a gift. Now, there are 4 things in my list, so I take one away. That means I have 3 commas. So we're going to separate each one of these items, and the last one is always before the word and. So you should have a comma after balloons, hat, cupcake. Welcome. What are you buying today? a shirt, a tie, socks, a hat, and a watch. 5 things that we're buying. So that's in our list. We're taking one away, so we should have 4 commas. So where do the 4 commas go? After each item. So you should say, I'm buying a shirt, comma, a tie, comma, socks, comma, a hat, comma, and a watch. Welcome. What are you buying today? Milk, jelly, cheese, bread, and egg. Or eggs, I should say. So we have 5 things in our list we're buying. We take one away. We need 4 commas. The last comma is always before the word and. So let's see if we can put them in the right place. I am buying milk, comma, jelly, comma, cheese, comma, bread, comma, and eggs. Welcome. What are you buying today? A sailboat, a car, a drum, a kite, and a basketball. 5 things in our list again in our series. So we need 4 commas. Remember, the last one always goes before the word and. So we should put, I'm buying a boat, comma, a car, comma, a drum, comma, a kite, comma, and a ball. Welcome. What are you buying today? We have crayons, scissors, glue, calculator, and a clipboard. 5 things in our list. Take one away. We should need 4 commas. Think, where do the commas go after each item? So we should have, I'm buying pencils, comma, glue, comma, a calculator, comma, and a clipboard. Please check which shopping list is correct. Click on the list. So I just want you to look here. We're going to end it after this one. I want you to look at the list. The first one says, please buy flour, milk, 4 eggs, sugar, tea, and coffee. The next one says, please buy flour, milk, 4 eggs, sugar, tea, and coffee. Which one is right? Which one sounds right? If you said the first one, you're right, because we have flour, milk, 4 eggs, sugar, tea, and coffee. 6 things in our list. We need 5 commas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is right. If you look at this one's not right, because it first says, please buy flour milk. Do you know what flour milk is? No, I don't either. You need a comma there to separate it and to pause and take a breath. Because if you don't do it, if you don't put a comma there, you just have to say it together. Flour milk. No. So this one only has 1, 2, 3 commas, but it has 5 things in its list. So we're missing a comma after flour. Okay, we're going to watch a little video that practices commas and teaches us a little bit more about commas. So commas, using commas in a series. I'm just going to make sure my volume is all the way up. Here we go.
When you're writing and you list a few things in a row without commas, it can be confusing, as I'll show. For example, let's say you write the following sentence. My best friends are Jenny, Bruce, and Dennis. Without commas, it's not so clear to me if you're naming 2 friends or if it's 3. Now put a comma after Jenny, another after Bruce, and it's clear that you've got 3 friends. That's the truth. Oh, commas are fine, commas are dandy when you're listing things. They come in really handy. Commas are cool, so let's give them a cheer. 'Cause when you're listing things, they make it all clear. Here's another example. Let's say you're going to the beach and you list the things you need.
our sentence more clear. So what I need you to do is look in your binder under Wednesday and get out your green grammar page, and this page is page 58. Pause the video if you need to go get it, and then make sure that when you get your paper, you put your name at the top nice and neat, please. All right. At the top, it says, use commas to separate 3 or more words in a series. Use and or before the last word in a series. So sometimes you might not have and, we might have the word or, and you'd always put that last comma before either and or. So that's what you're looking for in every sentence, okay? For example, it says, we studied magnets, gravity, and the wind today. So I have 3 things in my list. I take 1 away, so I need 2 commas. And if you notice, 1 is behind magnets, the second one's behind gravity, and it's before the word and. So I know that's correct because my last comma always has to go before the word and or, okay? We're gonna do 3 of these together, but the last 2, I will read them to you, but you'll do those on your own. Okay, we're gonna rewrite each sentence, inserting commas where they are needed. So I'm gonna make number 1 really big here, so you can see it. Okay, perfect. Number 1 says, the girls looked at the moon, stars, and planets. Now let's see in our series or our list, how many things did the girls look at? So they looked at the moon, stars, and planets. There are 3 things in my list or series. I'm gonna take 1 away, so I need 2 commas. So if you look up here, they only have 1 comma. They have a comma that separates the moon and the stars, but they don't have their last comma before the word and, because they have the moon, stars, and the planets. 3 things, so I need 2 commas, okay? So I'll put 1, 2, 3, take 1 away, I need 2 commas, 1 comma, 2 comma. So make sure you put the comma up there, and then I want you to rewrite this sentence and make it nice and neat. So Miss Furby's gonna write, the girls looked at the moon, comma, stars, comma, and there's my last thing in my series, which is planets, and planets. And then I'm gonna put a period. Okay, so when you rewrite it, make sure you have your 2 commas in, make sure you have a capital letter at the beginning, and a period at the end. Pause the video if you need to catch up, because I know I write kind of fast and I go kind of quick, so pause it if you need to. Number 2 says, through a telescope, you can see Venus, Mars, and Saturn. Now, we're gonna ignore this comma there because that's gonna pause because it's an introduction. So don't look at that comma. But think, what can you see through a telescope? What's in your list? We have Venus, Mars, and Saturn. So if I don't have a comma, this is Venus, Mars. That's one thing. No, Venus is separated from Mars, so we need a comma there. And we need our last comma before the word and. Okay? So if you look, we should have 1, 2, 3 things in our list. Take 1 away, we should have 2 commas. And if you look, Mrs. Murphy should have this correct. I have a comma there and a comma there too. All right, then you're gonna rewrite this sentence with the correct commas. So start with through, a telescope, you can see Venus, comma, and then either go over here somewhere in this white space, Mars, comma, and Saturn. And now put a period. Now if you notice, my planets are capitalized because those are proper nouns. Those are names of planets, so make sure your planets are capitalized. Pause the video if you need to catch up on your writing. Number 3 says books, DVDs, and the internet have information about the sky. So we have a list here. There's 3 things that give information. What are they? Books, DVDs, and the internet. So we have 3 things. 1, 2, 3. So we need 2 commas. So right now, this is books, DVD. We need to separate that. So we're going to put commas between the books, comma, DVDs, comma, and the internet. All right, then we're going to write it. Oopsie. So Mrs. Murphy has books, DVDs, and the internet. Have. Now I'm going to run out of room. I don't know if you are, but I'm going to run out of room, so I'm going to just write it right down here. And if you can't see it on my Clever Touch very well, just look at the sentence above. You're just copying it. The only thing different is you're putting in your commas. Okay, I'm writing internet have information about the sky. Period. Okay, so books, comma, DVDs, comma, and the internet have information about the sky. Pause the video if you need to catch up. And then we're going to move on to the bottom part, and I'm going to read them, but you need to figure out where the commas go and write it. Okay, number 4 and 5. I will read number 4 first. It says, we watch the sky in the spring, summer, fall, and winter. So, I have a list here of when we're watching the sky. Think about it. We're watching in the spring, the summer, the fall, and the winter. 4 things. Take 1 away. You should have 3 commas. If you notice, they only have 1 comma. So they're missing a comma. So make sure you separate each season with a comma. And the last comma always goes before the word and or. Okay? Go ahead, write that. Pause the video if you need to. And number 5. Jim, Sarah, and Katie are in the Stargazers Club. All right. Who are in the Stargazers Club? We have 3. We have Jim, Sarah, and Katie. Jim, Sarah is not a name. We need to separate them. They're 2 separate people. So we need a comma there for sure. So we have 3 people in the club. Take 1 away, you need 2 commas. So see if you can figure it out. And the last comma always goes before the word and or. Make sure you put your commas in. Make sure you write the whole sentence. Mrs. Murphy wants you to write the whole sentence to practice this. When you are done, keep this in a safe spot and you will turn this in for Mrs. Murphy to grade.